me. My mum once said, I have a dancer's voice, singer's legs, and a face for television. A face for radio, sorry. And here we are. So she did tell me that she loved me as well, so that's fine. Do you want to turn that off? Because I've got no slides anyway. Yeah? It's just in my head. There we go. The reason I've not got any slides is because I've got a really simple message for you. I'd like to tell you a little story about my mum, and then relate that to where the print industry is today. So, my mum, 20 years ago, I was involved in online banking, Ministry of Defence work, a lot of stuff that involved bringing data centres and offering data centre type activity to banks, to Ministry of Defence, to anybody who had big operations like retailers, ASOS, Amazon, eBay. And I was really proud of what I was doing, so I went to my mum and told her what I was doing, and she was really proud of what I was doing. It's great. And I said, Mum, you really need to get into this. This is, online banking is the thing for you. You go, twice a week to town, and you'll stand in a queue, and you'll deal with the cashiers just to transfer £25 or just to pay a bill. What you need is online banking, Mum. So I introduced online banking to her. We had the screen open, and the concept she liked. But she also had a little card reader with a card and a little slot machine thing with a number on it that she then needed to tip in. And it was all very complex at that point. So whilst she understood how the benefit was there, she didn't accept it. She didn't work with it because it was just too complicated. And she had security worries. She had worries about, what happens if I transfer it and actually it doesn't transfer. Valid concerns, I'm sure you'll agree. Then, I joined the print industry, and I saw a situation where, actually, there's lots of technology, there's lots of individual technology, there's lots of MIS and web-to-print systems, lots of machine manufacturers, post-press systems, warehousing, you name it, there's lots of it, and it's all really good quality. But actually, it doesn't knit together. The onus is always on you as printers, as suppliers to the industry, to knit a system with another. And that includes coding, that includes development time, that includes cost, complexity that either you as a supplier or you as a printer will bear. So, I was running a big print business at the time, and I decided, actually, I was going to look for a solution, an overarching solution that would bring together the print industry in the same way as Shopify and BigCommerce have brought together websites. We used to sell websites for £1.3 million. And now you can go to BigCommerce and you can pay £120 a month, and they will give you your SQL database. They will give you all of your menus and your bars and your cross-sell mechanisms and so on. All for £120 a month, when I used to charge 1.3 million quid for them. So I went back to my mum, and I said, Mum, this is what I'm doing. I'm looking for a solution, and so on. And my mum, she's quite a nice old lady. She has a curly hair, and she walks with a little bit of a limp and a walking stick. And she said to me, well, is that like my operating system on my phone? And you know what? She was absolutely right. If the print industry had an iOS, and if on that iOS multiple applications sat, and multiple vendors sat, and multiple service providers, your substrates providers, inks providers, and so on, if they all talked the same language, then actually we would be democratizing print in very much the same way as an iOS democratizes those apps, because they do not integrate with one another. There is no integration between your photo mechanism and your email. My mum, 3-4 years ago, we had the same conversation, but we had it again. And I pulled out my phone, and I started my app. And I showed her that actually they don't need to be integrated. They can just sit individually. And it's actually the operating system that then transfers the data between the two. So I showed her how to take a photograph and email it. We logged into online banking, and all of a sudden it wasn't 3 different mechanisms and a human element to that. It recognized her face. Oh man, you wanted to see her face? She was delighted. Now, my mum every day goes onto online banking. So, what happened? In the print industry, why didn't we all look to come together, all of the manufacturers, all of the software vendors, all of the stakeholders in the industry? And then I found out that actually 25 years ago we did. 25 years ago, all of the major manufacturers got together and created something called JDF, Job Defined Format. And that was going to be the answer to everybody talking the same language, to democratize data across the data level. And what does that do? It simplifies everything. It reduces the integration costs, integration burdens, time, complexity. It takes it all out of the picture. So, to address the interoperability piece, all of these individual solutions created point-to-point connections. You know, web-to-print system with Thurston, with etc. Or, you know, a workflow solution that integrates here because I've created that connection. But still, that was eroding people's margins. It was taking time out of the business. It was taking time off their top line. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we've launched a platform, a totally interoperable layer upon which multiple applications can sit, and they're not vendor specific. Those applications can be web-to-print systems of any sort. They can be MIS, workflow systems, color management, imposition, all the way through machines, all the way through Postpress and beyond. So what we've done today is we think we've changed the industry today. We've now got an option for all vendors, people in this room, can now become truly interoperable with everybody else on the platform, not by integrating with everybody else, but just one integration into the platform, and all that data then flows nice and smoothly. So, my request for the room is this. Look at Zaikio, Z-A-I-K-I-O. Look at Zaikio and look at the future opportunity within. We would like to invite all technology partners to come to, we have a Zaikio conference in January. So if you're a technology partner, if you're providing technology or products to the industry, Zaikon is for you. As far as printers go, we would like to offer the opportunity over this next few years to start working with vendors of choice without the headache of that interoperability layer being your responsibility to pay for. Nobody pays for this, we pay for this. We're backed by Heidelberg. We've got some really good, we're owned, well, I say owned, we're run by a neuroscientist, so a brain surgeon. And all he cares about is data. He cares about how information is transferred from one place to the next. So what we're bringing to you, hopefully, is the future of the print industry. That's it. That's all I've got to say.